It is called America's Game. Army and Navy hits a different chord each year when it comes around. Tradition, pageantry. It's a game like no other. One in which the nation's finest will battle and fight for the privilege to sing second. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Army Black Knights, taking on a team from the AAC, the Navy Midshipmen. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. And he's going to run it back. He took the risk, bringing it out of the end zone, and he'll go out of bounds at the 20. So the Army Black Knights offense will get the first crack at it here. All of these players on the field might have a higher calling, but guys, in this one, tough, hard-nosed running games against stout defenses.
And almost every year we go to this game, and there is absolutely nothing like it. The pageantry before the game, on the field, honoring everybody there, and realizing they're not just fighting for a game. They're fighting for everyone in the stands. And so it is one of the coolest scenes every single year.
And there's a lot of pride in this game, too, between Army and Navy and the bragging rights. It's been going on now for decades and for over a century. This game at the end of the college football year, it just means more to these two teams.
They go to the ground. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41. Army ran all over Navy in the last meeting, the Cadets winning in a blowout.
Army really handled everything so great. All this that goes into this game, their stage, all the pageantry before, they handled it very businesslike, and they took care of Navy, and Navy has heard about it for 364 days.
Well, obviously Navy then, David, they have to come out and they've got to be able to handle their emotions. You know, both academies, they circled this date every single year. This is the biggest game on the calendar, and they've got to do a better job from the very opening whistle all the way through until there's zeros on the clock of staying in control of their emotions to get the win.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Unleashes one. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? Guys, they call this America's Game because no matter who you root for, you're captivated by this.
Well, and this is just one of those games I think always just stands out just because of the way it looks, right? It's all the uniforms in the stands. It's the pageantry. It's the history of this game. It's the style of football these two teams play as well. It just means so much to these players.
It's so cool, and it's saved for after the Heisman Trophy, after the championship games, when they get the spotlight on them, a well-deserved spotlight for what they do for everyone out there across this country.
They'll go to the ground. Makes his man miss. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. And the Black Knights in the hurry-up. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. Dragged down at the 6 after a pickup of 2. See if they can get it done on second and goal. The run up the middle, looking for the score. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Black Knights!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Midshipman offense makes its way onto the field for their first possession of the game. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Second down coming up. Goes to the option. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, he drops to throw. Setting up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Navy will have to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded. The run is coming. You know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and you're
going to take a shot. He holds it in, and nobody's close. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Army!
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The brigade celebrating another first down, and that's really the way Navy's always done it. You can even think back to the great Napoleon McCallum, who ran through defenses at will.
Simple, but so disciplined, right? Like running the option year after year, you got to have discipline. Not surprising. Navy is always good at it because so many young men with such discipline, they can run a system and really just continue to methodically move the ball down the field.
Guys, it is Army who carries the lead into the quarter break. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Here comes the option. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. This rivalry started in 1890 when Dennis Mikey, for whom the stadium at West Point is named, talked Navy into playing a game, and the Mids blew them out.
And since that first blowout, obviously, this has been an unbelievable rivalry. So many things about it, honoring the fallen, the march on, the battle of the bands. So many of these things have gone back and forth. But, Jesse, the football is phenomenal. Old school offenses that will hit you right in the mouth.
It's pretty cool, too, when you think about the history of this rivalry, because back in the day, these were two of the best programs in college football. There have been national championships. There have been Heisman trophies. Not necessarily the same thing today, but when you think about great rivalries in the sport, this is it right here.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. He's looking downfield to throw. Quarterback moving, trying to make magic with his feet. He'll slide and avoid the big hit. Navy will have to punt it away. All the way back to the 15. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Still on his feet at the 40. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line gets set, 1st down. Out of the gun, the inside give. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Got it set up on the outside. And he'll be brought down.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that 1st down.
The Black Knights will snap it on 1st and 10. They're going to ride this running back. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get 1st downs, and ultimately get some points.
Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Fires downfield. He's open on the right. Really putting together a threat now. They get the 1st. It's at the 37.
Well, he was licking his chops. As soon as he saw blitz, he knew some guy was trying to cover him man-to-man. Ain't going to happen. With his skill set, he's one of the best in the country, and that is just way too easy.
From inside the 40 at the 37, it's 1st down. Looking to move it through the air. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
And here comes play number 6 of the drive. To the air, it's Clemens. Unleashes one deep. And he's got it! Touchdown, Black Knights! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. An 84-yard drive there. And they put the points on the board with that 37-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Meyer. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And here comes the Navy offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Palmer. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
The ball is on the 18. They need 4 on second down. The back goes in motion. The play action fake. And that play just never got started as he's run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. A 3rd and long coming up here. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. It's caught downfield. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Fires and picked off. Got some room to run. The 20. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity. Army has it back in the offense, ready to go. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Second and 10 here. Looking downfield, it's Clemens. Flushed out of the pocket. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Army! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And Navy will go back on the attack. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with the young fellow on the sidelines, being like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
They'll throw it on first down. And just too much on that pass. Too high, too wide, out of bounds, and incomplete. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On second down, he'll try to make the connection this time. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver. And after the big play to start the drive, now 2 straight incompletions, and they need to find a way on third down. They're trying to get to him. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be fourth down. Navy will have to punt it away. Making sure there's no return on that one as the punt sails out of bounds. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the first half on 1st and 10. He's going to pass. He looks that one in nicely. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. And the Black Knights will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. From inside the 10, here he comes. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Going the other way, and he's got room. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
What a game-changing play by this defense. Nice job. You got them backed up in their own territory coming out. Now you force the turnover, set your offense up with some great scoring field position.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing game.
He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
And Artie, it's completely changed the game. Like now it's 11-on-11 football. The quarterback used to hand it off and stand there and watch the play. Now he's very much involved in the play. He's running the football so much.
Touchdown, Black Knights! And the pummeling has started. Lining up for the PAT. And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Navy offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
The running back has it. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. With the catch, it's Brown. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. Hand off from the shotgun. Shakes off the defender. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Now on the option. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
Shotgun snap on third down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Just what they were looking for, a huge explosive play, and they're inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
Getting some heat. The quarterback bought as much time as he could, but the defense got to him and sacked him.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on first down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a second down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. And he's able to shed one tackle, but still just a very short gain. From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that first down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And on fourth down, here comes the field goal unit. The holder's going to line it up right at the 30. This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And the field goal is good. They get 3 on the board, but it really doesn't matter much in terms of the deficit. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Cadets have it back as Army goes back on offense. Looking for a productive play on first down. Toss sweep to the right. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. That gives him 100 yards on the ground, and he just continues to turn in productive performance after productive performance. That's how you lead the nation in rushing. Off the bootleg, wants to throw it. Slings it downfield. And that one's incomplete. After the misfire, now on second down. Running back searching for a hole. On the move at the 30. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
Yeah, and obviously this offense has had their way getting the huge lead, and now when you know it's a running situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed and so much skill. At running back, receiver, tight end, a quarterback making good decisions, it is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays.
Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And the fullbacks are just the big, burly, strong suckers. They got bloody knuckles, tape all over the place, and they're just lowering their shoulder, trying to hit you, trying to get positive yards, and it's exactly what he does on that play.
And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Big fullback's got it. Touchdown, Army! And the punishment has been extended. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And Navy will go back on the attack. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Comes out throwing on first down. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Yeah, and this defense just putting the cherry on top of the sundae. They've been all over the place. They've done a great job. Their offense has built a huge lead. We're just counting down the minutes on the clock now.
They come to the line hoping to get some of that yardage back from the 17. Wants to fire on second down. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy.
And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Offense getting set for first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. Wide open, he makes the catch. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. A first down for the offense. Looking downfield, it's Pedrino. Starts to scramble to the left. Got his man downfield. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
I love that play call, and quarterbacks are always licking their chops after their defense gets a takeaway because they know now, hey, I got a sudden change situation. I've got a chance to take a shot and pad my stats.
They'll throw it on first down. Working the middle, it's complete. Touchdown, Black Knights! And the stomping has commenced. He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed through.
And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
Yeah, and this defense, they got their ears pinned back. They know exactly what time it is with the big lead in the fourth quarter. They've already got a bunch of sacks on the day today, and they're looking for more.
It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Trying to get to it. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on third down. Navy will have to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. He only needs a sliver of daylight. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Army has it back in the offense ready to go. Firmly in control of this game. We'll see if they just try to run out the clock and get out with a victory.
Everybody on offense here should feel really good about their performance today too, David. They had a really good game plan coming into this one, and they went out and they executed at a very high level.
Yeah, lights out, and this game's over. I'm interested to see the philosophy now. Do we keep chucking the pill and keep trying to score points? Because it's the defense's responsibility to stop them, or do they just run this clock and say, all right, we did enough today. We kicked them in the face.
Now they've moved it just inside the 40. First and 10 from the 39. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. It's amazing how play by a defensive end in the backfield can really swing the momentum not only of a series but of a game sometimes.
All you're trying to do is create negative plays, to get them behind the sticks a little bit, to get those sacks, to get those tackles for losses. You see so much stunting in college football up front with the defensive line because you know once you get one of those plays, you got the offense right where you are.
Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
So you get stuffed on first down. You had an idea of what you wanted to do on second, but I'm guessing it's back to the drawing board now.
Yeah, you got to figure out who you are and what you are. What's your next best play? Or what is the defense going to do? If they've been aggressive, okay, well, if they've been aggressive, I'm going to throw that deep ball. If they've been sitting back, I might sneak a draw in.
And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. They're bringing heat. He'll pull it down. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
It's a little demoralizing, too, I think, if you're on defense, because it looked like you had him, right? It's third down. Everybody's getting ready for a big sack. They're pinning their ears back, trying to get upfield. You just can't make the play. Quarterback's able to escape. He doesn't get the first down, but he did get nice yardage, so I'm curious to see what they do here on fourth.
Off the RPO, throw right, looking for the chains. And he takes it in on the final play of the game. You play through the echo of the whistle, and they did that with the ceiling touchdown.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Win, 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 win. It seems the only obstacle in their path could be getting bored or not paying close enough attention as they continue their run toward perfection.
And everything's just lined up beautifully for this team this year.